Circumventing circuses lamenting in protest to visible police. Presence-sponsored fear. Battalions of riot police with rubber bullet kisses. Baton courtesy. Service with a smile. Beyond the Staples Center you can see America with its tired poor avenging disgrace. Peaceful loving youth against the brutality of plastic existence.
Folks, welcome aboard. Welcome back. We are once again blasting out in the post-apocalypse of education. We are here tonight for another rant, another look at the situation. And as I reflected on the situation prior to beginning the episode, I realized that I had a listener comment on one of my videos a few months ago. During all the craziness, I kind of missed it, and I figure tonight would be a good night to cover it. I'm not sure on the username here. It looks like S Reno or Reno 01. This user says, I teach middle school and we have to serve breakfast during first period. Perhaps you can discuss how the schools are becoming the parents, and they expect us to take on that role, and that parents don't have any real responsibility for educating their children anymore. This user also says, I hate being blamed for my scores, etc., when there are issues at home that they expect me to take care of. And I want to thank the listener there, again, S Reno or Reno 01. I appreciate the feedback and the input. I really do. And I figure that this is a great place to begin tonight, because the listener is correct. Schools have become the parents in terms of just all the roles that teachers and educators and school employees are fulfilling throughout these children's days. And the idea of breakfast being served in the classroom in middle school is unbelievable. It just baffles my mind that we have slipped that far, and to be, at the end of that day, at the end of each day, having served breakfast to these children in the classroom, to be blamed for test scores and discipline problems and things, when the hierarchy of needs for these children are obviously not being met. Folks, I believe I am to the point where I know that this is all intentional. In terms of the over leveraging of American parents, public schools are for the poor. There is an oligarchy of elite that have a vested interest in over leveraging the middle and lower class, and maintaining this school to prison pipeline and this school to debt pipeline. And the teachers are treated absolutely terribly. There's no respect. The system is designed in a way to fail on purpose. What we have, folks, here is an inside job. The motivations are clear. It is an absolute tragedy, folks, what we have had happen in this country over the last 30 or so years. The situation has gone from mostly functional to mildly dysfunctional to literally flying into pieces, and benefiting only a few. And you have the fact is, folks, that colleges It's that colleges and universities are no longer providing any upward mobility for the poor, and this has resulted in the American caste system. The fact is, most graduates of second and third tier schools, colleges and universities, they cannot make enough money to service the debt that they take on in order to get that degree. It is a trap. Admiral Akbar is screaming at the top of his lungs. The empire has sprung a trap, folks. The elite are surrounding us with debt and a false paradigm. This is all how the college crime syndicate feeds the post-secondary higher education, has literally impregnated the K through 12 public education system with a malignant myth that success is measured by the degree that a person achieves. It's just absolutely disgusting. This whole hell hole that is public education just being set up for failure. It's ridiculous. Teachers can't teach because they don't want us to be able to teach. Those in power know that giving autonomy to educators would create coherent instruction and real character development by the students, and it would create a strong lower middle class that would put their power in jeopardy at the top. So they create these impossible hoops to jump through. They set up public education for failure so that they can retain their control over all of the debt slaves and all of those debt slaves' children. Here's Tom with the weather. Folks, it's all right in our face. They're not even trying to hide it. That's what pisses me off so much. It's that it's all right there. Now I have to say, I didn't have it all figured out until recently. No, I have resigned, as you know, if you're a listener of the show. I've resigned from teaching, but I cannot resist. Staying in the game in terms of just being a voice, an experienced educator who has been in the trenches every day and been what I would consider, and I think most of my colleagues would consider, at least a mildly to mostly effective teacher, and had great relationships and rapport with students and all the normal just issues and things of a new educator at the beginning, and just kind of finding myself as a teacher, and you just kind of naturally adapt and evolve and become whatever you are. And now I find myself in this completely this completely different universe. This is a whole different dimension than when I was teaching last, when the world coming out of this turmoil is going to be just something for the history books, folks. I'm going to be here to document all of it, but shining a light on what the listener that left the comment brought up. All the roles that schools are attempting to fulfill, in terms of just providing services for students and being the parent in a lot of ways. We've gotten to this point in this country where they have us pinned between working, every adult in the house working, or going hungry and facing horrible financial hardships, and it's all intentional. The big thing is that you have to cross the Rubicon, folks, to reach the end of the rabbit hole. You need to realize that it is all intentional. This is all about money. This is all about power, and that is the end of the story. There's no conspiracy because it's right in our face. You don't need a conspiracy theory to put this all together. It's just not necessary to invoke it, and we need to find a way to funnel all of the pent up frustration into bucking the system so hard that we give educators autonomy back. We give schools we deregulate, we take away all of these ridiculous mandates on schools and teachers, and we take the power back, folks. That's what we need to do. I believe I might need a blood pressure cuff, folks. This has been a good one. It's going to be a little bit of a short one as well. But before I go, I do want to say that the show has, it's been on there a while, but it's now being maintained. The show is on iTunes. Just search Renegade Teacher, and it is debuting now every Sunday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. And the show also on Sundays will be debuting, it will be premiering on YouTube at noon. And so if you want to catch the show early, just use the podcasts app if you're an iPhone user, or check it out on iTunes. Renegade Teacher. Of course, it would really help if people would leave a review, rate the show, help me get some audience coming in, and I really appreciate the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, and I will catch you in the next rant. Folks, this is Renegade Teacher signing off.